Hey guys, Joe here, and well, actually my thumb, and I'm just doing a quick video game pickup video. You don't even need to see my face for this one. It's not going to be very long. I don't have a ton of stuff to show you. However, I thought I would do it this way through my glass table so that I could get the most possible light on the items. Whoops, you can see the edge. There's one of them. But yeah, I go on a thrift store run every now and then I actually find some stuff like this. Some PlayStation 2 games. This is Ratchet Deadlocked. The case, as you can see, is actually in pretty darn good shape. This is the only one that was actually missing the manual, but the disc and everything are in good shape as well. So as you can see, just a little bit of dust on there, but very clean disc overall. For $1, couldn't pass that up. Of course, you have Gran Turismo 4, one of my favorite games ever. I remember picking this up at the midnight launch when I lived in Minnesota and playing it for about 9 hours and forgetting to go to work the next day. Loved it that much. But again, these cases are like pristine, and that's the best part of this all, because on top of getting really good condition discs, they were $1 and they're complete. Except for that first one. Resident Evil 4 Greatest Hits Edition, but that's okay, I don't mind. I've had a few copies of this. Got rid of them all, and it's good to add another copy of it to the collection. Resident Evil Code Veronica X with the original and the bonus disc, which is usually missing from this collector's edition. And again, $1 with a really, really, really good case. Just got to get that sticker off there. And then finally, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Never played a Ratchet & Clank game. I guess I could, or at least start playing them, I guess. But yeah, really super condition. I like that. Pick up the second was a Craigslist ad, and I found the ad, and it had been up for a few hours, and it was in the busier Washington, D.C. area listing portion of the website. So I'm thinking, oh no, it's probably gone, but I sent the email anyways, because for something like this, it's worth sending an email to try and get the item, because a lot of people may look at the ad and have the same thought that I did, which was, this is a scam, or it's not real, or it's probably going to be gone, so why bother? But surprisingly, I was the first person to get in touch with her. She still had it all, and she was willing to hold it for me until she got home from work, which actually isn't really holding it for me, but between the time that we agreed to meet and the time I got there, of course, she said a lot of people were calling her because they wanted parts of her bundle. And I will show you what they are, and that sounded dirtier than I meant, and I'm sorry. Parts of her bundle. That's a good name for a country song. But let's start with some systems. There were 4 in total. This is a black DS Lite, as you can see. It doesn't have the Game Boy Advance cover, but it does have the stylus. And it's in pretty good shape. The bottom screen is nice. They just need to be cleaned off. You think I would have, taken the initiative and done that, but no, I'm stupid. But it does work, plays games fine. Nice little pickup, I can just flip that. A little bit saddened, one of my guys who usually buys stuff from me has decided to call it Kaputski, but, I hope things go well for him. Second is a Game Boy Advance, a white one, and it does have the battery back, which is convenient and nice to have, because that's usually missing. And, as you can see, it works. Granted, I have a light literally shining right on it, and I can see it better in person than I can here, but yeah. Clean that up. Again, that'll be an easy flip. Third is an original Nintendo DS. However, this one has the common cracked hinge. However, I have other ones that have bad screens but good hinges, so parts. And when I'm done, I can sell that for $15 to $20, because people will always pay $15 to $20 for a DS Lite, especially first gen, because they can play Game Boy Advance games. They don't play original Game Boy games, but they will play Game Boy Advance games. So you'll need a Game Boy Advance to play Game Boy games, and you'll need a DS or a DS Lite to play Game Boy Advance games. It's stupid sounding, but it does work. And the absolute really real reason why I even picked up the bundle at all is this 25th anniversary edition Super Mario Bros. DSi XL. And again, just needs to have the screens cleaned, but it's in really solid shape. Works perfectly. Screens are both in good shape. And all the buttons work, which is always a problem. Picture of her dog, that was kind of weird, but you know, whatever. Worst camera on the face of the planet, although I am trying to take a picture of myself through light up through that. But hey, there we go. Yeah! Save that too. But anyways, really clean shape. And this is the only thing I really wanted out of the whole bundle. He says as he tries to drop and break it. Turn that off. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. Again, really solid shape. The hinges aren't worn out or anything. So I'll go on eBay, try to find a box for that. And then that we'll just leave it there. Be part of my collection. There were, of course, a bunch of games. And in no particular order, they are Numero Uno, which is, ironically, Uno. Hugely successful game, much more successful than its successor Dos or Tres. A really ratty copy of Pokemon Yellow. She had dogs, so I'm assuming a dog must have bit the cartridge and then she cut the cartridge, maybe to try to clean it because she probably didn't have the tool to get into it. But the game does work. However, as you can see, if it focuses, come on. The contacts are slightly dirty, but I can get those cleaned up with a little bit of elbow grease and an eraser. You've got Zelda, Oracle of Ages for Game Boy Color. Not one, but two copies of Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Crystal, also for Game Boy Color. Now I've tested these all, the batteries all work, as well as Zelda Oracle of Seasons, so both of the Oracle games. I think there's only two. Put it in the comments if I'm wrong. A few Game Boy Advance games, surprisingly no DS games, but that's okay. You have Advance Wars 2, and of course if you have Advance Wars 2, you have the original Advance Wars. Gameplay's okay, I've heard. I've never actually played it, so maybe I'll give it a shot one of these days. Golden Sun, another one of those I don't know anything about, but maybe it's a fun game. Tell me in the comments. And the other game I intend to keep is The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap. And I've decided this will be the new format for pickups because hands-free and I don't have to worry about lighting because it's actually pretty damn good. Lastly, I went over to my buddy's store, his GameStop, because he is actually keeping some retro stuff now as it comes in, if he knows he can sell it, if it's in real good shape and complete and all that stuff. And when I was there, I happened to notice he had a copy of Pokemon Colosseum in the case, and it's complete. By complete, I mean complete. And the disc is in really nice shape. So I picked that up, got a good price for it. I can still sell that and make some money if I need to. I got for my father, because he's a Star Trek guy, the Dorbz Mr. Spock, and as you can see, this is from the original series, not from the reboot. And it says it's only at GameStop, but you know, these always tend to pop up somewhere else. But yeah, $2 and something cents, whatever. And then because I am a watch fan, or an aficionado, not an aficionado, I don't have money, so it's not like I buy expensive ones, but this was on clearance. It's a original series Batman watch. Detective Comics shows Batman in Wabin. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'll leave it in the box and just kind of put it up on the shelf. Although it's not in there correctly anymore. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, well, but still, pretty nice looking. Yeah, so pretty simple, pretty easy, not a ton of stuff that I picked up, but quality items nonetheless. And when I sell the Pokemon games, at least those two and that one, and then probably the Zelda games, I'll get all the money back and I get to make profit by selling the Game Boy Advance, the DS Lite, and a couple of the other games. If I don't have to, I'm not going to sell the Game Boy Advance games. But Again, if I can't find the box, I'll probably sell them on, just because as a collector, I like to have the case or the box that the item or system or game came in. It's kind of a thing with me. But yeah, not a ton of stuff to show you, but I think, again, you will agree, they were pretty quality. So if you have any questions, leave those down below. If you have any comments, leave those down below. And go ahead and become a subscriber. Maybe become a Patreon if you feel like. And check out one of the other videos that I'm sure will populate right there. And as always, I'll talk to you later.